ثم سيدنا أبو بكر الصديق سيدنا عمر سيدنا عثمان إمام الحسن عليه السلام إمام الحسين عليه السلام سيدنا محمد عليه السلام وسائر السادات والصديقين.
الفاتحة. Sorry, can put the light on? And by the grace of Allah that we are to be nothing in this holy month of Rabiul Awwal, that Allah granted us a tremendous gift to see this holy month, a life in which to see these nights open and the tajallis open. And the reality of mim ha mim dal, Nabi Muhammad is not something that its reality opened perchance onto this dunya, but the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad and every reality of Allah is an ancient reality. It was already written from qadeem. When Allah wrote is beyond comprehension, and awliyaullah come into our life and many different ways of teaching the same. One from Sayyidina Jalaluddin al-Rumi, teaching that this dunya like a pot, and that the insan, the person is like a vase or a pot that holds a flower, that no matter how much the vase is ornate and how much decoration the pot has upon it, it's not important. The importance of the decoration upon the pot is of no importance, but that the pot took an understanding of emptiness. Means you never know in which way awliyaullah are teaching that may all of a sudden. So you see, it's not the vase that makes this to be important. If it's all so beautifully ornate but it doesn't understand that it's empty, and when it understood its reality that if I'm just a pot, no matter how much you beautify me, I still have to take a path in which to be nothing. Because the pot filled with itself and love of itself is of no value. It's just a pot loving itself. So they came and began to teach, no, the reality of that pot is that it should be nothing. It should take a path in which to enter its nothingness, so that Allah can begin to plant what Allah wants to plant within that reality. In its nothingness its reality appears and the firmness of its reality will begin to appear. If the pot understood to be nothing, Allah will not grow yourself into it but Allah's realities and haqqaiqs. Like the roses, they begin to grow only when this vase understands that it's nothing, then the beatific reality begins to appear. Once the beatific reality appears, then no matter how much you make it ornate and how much you make it beautiful, it doesn't matter, at least it understood in its nothingness for Allah's flowers and beauties to appear. Material world, they're stuck on themselves, they're stuck on the beauty of their pot and what they think they know, what they think they achieve, and yet never took a path in which to train to be nothing. So then Allah inspired all His creation, and Sayyidina Muhammad being the cream of that reality, the pinnacle of that reality, just in the huruf of Malik al-Hayat wal Malik al-Dunya. Mim-ha Malik al-Hayat, Mim Dal Malik al-Dunya, the king of this dunya. That Allah inspired all creation, no matter what I gave to you, come back to the pot, whatever I gave to you of title, whatever I gave to you of position, whether I gave you to be a prophet, whether I gave you to be a king, whether I gave you to be a merchant, whether I gave you to be nothing, these are just the decor of your pot, be nothing. Means then they approach that reality through the dal. The mim ha mim dal, the mim to the right is the Divinely Presence, the closest towards the heavens. So you approach from the left going to the right. So if you give this action and show this side too, they know mim ha mim dal, it's easy. This is the easy one, inshaAllah. No, just the cardboard shape. Thank you. So mim ha mim dal. Where are we? Mim ha mim dal. You approach from this dal, means the reality of that dal is dalail khairat. He's the best of guides. When Allah want all creation that come to this sultanate, come to this reality, that come to this dal, He is the guide for all creation. So we recite Dalail Khairat as a part of our awrad, that it has the best of guidance and it's an ancient reality from Allah. So you have to come to the guide of Allah. That guidance of Allah when they begin to say, Ya Rabbi, I want to be guided in this dunya, Allah begin to reveal to them the king and the sultanate of this dunya, and that everything is under that sultanate of Sayyidina Muhammad. That Malik and the king of all of this mulk that is appearing, everything of the world of form. The king of that is Sayyidina Muhammad. Means that at that point in their marifah they understood there must be a king, there must be a representative on this earth, and there must be a Khalifa, and Allah revealed to all His holy books there is a Khalifa. There's only one Khalifa and many agents and representatives for that Khalifa. So then we take from the example of the Prophets of Allah whom were given the highest reality, means they were given the highest and the greatest honour. When Nabi Musa reached to that door, because they were given the reality of dunya, not the reality of their akhirah yet. Everyone is on this road of marifah. When a Nabi of Allah he's a guide in through guiding his people and Allah guiding himself, that his own marifah comes now the pot that no matter what I gave to you, because they are the highest example, so that everyone lower can understand, lower yourself, be nothing. If a Nabi of Allah is saying, I'm speaking to Allah, Ya Rabbi let me to see you, I want to see who I'm talking to. And Allah said, there's no way for you to see me, I'll show you my glory. And as soon as Nabi Musa went to go see that glory, to recognize that reality, Allah revealed His glory upon the mountain, and Nabi Musa out like death, like passed out. The tajalli of what was seen and the reality of what was seen obliterated every aspect of the character and the nafs, completely obliterated. At that time Nabi Musa witnessed what Allah wanted His Prophet to witness. He witnessed the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad Nur Muhammadi. From witnessing that reality come back to say that my life, my death, everything, ana awwal al-Muslimeen. Took the shahada and the understanding that I am the first of the Muslims, I am first of those who submit myself of what I saw of this reality. He witnessed the reality and the light of Sayyidina Muhammad. At that time moving and teaching that from what I witness in my soul of the king of this sultanate, the king of the heavens, Ya Rabbi I won't stop until where these two rivers meet. The two rivers awliyaullah come and teach is La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. I will not stop until these two rivers where they meet, means where La ilaha illallah hey, wow points to mim of the Muhammad. Means from the who of Allah we direct itself to Muhammadun Rasulullah. Enough for us to understand that it directed, the who directed itself to the mim. The kalima was showing Sayyidina Musa that if you want where these two haqqaiqs are meeting, its door is Muhammadun Rasulullah. That who is the reality of the ha of this mim ha. Because now from the dal of guidance he came to the haqqaiq of the mim of Sayyidina Muhammad that lost everything of himself, emptied his pot. Means no matter what title I have, what birthright I have, whoever I think I am, you're nothing in the presence of Prophet. Be nothing, take a path of nothingness. They have to be trained in that path of nothingness. At that time Prophet will open, now come to the hayat, come to my ha, because I am Malik al-Hayat, I am the king of everything that is given a life. Every ocean of hayat exists within this reality. everything that given a life is existing within that, and Prophet is the king and the owner of that reality. So it means if we want to reach towards that reality, this love of Prophet is essential for everything. That they're entering into that reality, they're understanding the sultanate of Prophet, and then Allah begin to inspire that this ocean of eternal life, this ocean of reality of hayat, you have to enter into that hayat. You have to enter into where the two rivers meet. The sign for Nabi Musa was where the dead fish came to life and jumped into the spring. And same for Sayyidina Isa, all the Prophets of Allah they relinquished their title for the greater reality. And Sayyidina Isa, Ya Rabbi, from what you gave to me of realities, don't let me to die without taking my shahada from Sayyidina Muhammad. Allah accepted the du'a of Sayyidina Isa and kept him alive to witness Prophet, to witness that reality, to be under Ummah Muhammad, that I don't want that title for myself. The greatest title is to be under the flag of Sayyidina Muhammad. Means then they were taken to the oceans of al-hayat. That these khatam and these zikrs that awliyaullah are authorizing these associations, they are like we described last night when we were talking to some people, they're like a what is that, like a tram, a shuttle, that from there's one seat here and through a wire it goes all the way into the malakut. Everybody boards that tram. As soon as the zikr starts, these awliyaullah who are in charge of these oceans of al-hayat, everything that being recited in the zikr is addressed upon the soul. Your body may be sitting here, don't understand why is it sitting here, maybe it's hungry for dinner they don't care. This is a reality of the soul. As soon as they begin the zikr, the soul entered their tram, entered their ship, and this ship now is moving. As it's moving towards the presence of Malik al-Hayat. When they're making the zikr of Hu, when they're making the zikr of Hayy, when they make the zikr of Qayyum, all of these are addressed upon the soul. As soon as they say Hayy, Hayy, the souls are being dumped into the oceans of hayat, being washed into the oceans of hayat. As soon as they say Qayyum, takes it out and puts it into the oceans of eternity. The haqq of Allah is Hayyu al-Qayyum, Ha of al-Hayat, Qaf of Qayyum. The haqq of Allah is the reality of the soul. Just as it from the Hayy, just as it from the Qayyum, every zikr that being made by their authority is addressed upon the soul. These are like trams that taking people into the malakut. These are not for entertainment purposes. These awliyaullah are guiding through the soul these realities, and they begin to teach on this tram. This is the way of marifah, that don't for a moment think that you are moving now into the presence of Allah. Allah far beyond anything that can be imagined. This ocean of realities of hayat, it's not Allah. Allah is beyond hayy, because Allah described, we created hayy and mayt, we created life and death to test you. Allah is not hayy, is not may. Allah is not death and not life. Life and death is for us, that we are from creation. So this Malik al-Hayat is a reality and a soul that Allah created, and they're taking us on these zikrs and on this way of marifah to dress us from that ocean of hayat. And when they reach the mim of Sayyidina Muhammad Bahr al-Muhit, that mim of malakut, of mulk, all of them Allah encoded for us to understand. Why is it called malakut? It's Prophet. Why is it called mulk? It's Prophet. Everything has a mim, Every reality of that reality has a meme. At that time when they were dressed in the oceans of hayat, they blessed from the oceans of al-hayat, Allah then begin to open for him this reality of malakut, this bahrul muhit. This last meme is an all encompassing meme of Muhammadun Rasulullah, that every creation exists within that meme. Can I have that again, Shaykh? Outside of that meme is not for us, that's la ilaha illallah. Everything is existing in this meme of Muhammadun Rasulullah. Out here, la ilaha illallah means don't look here, this is not your place. You're from creation, we are from creation. This Bahr al-Muhit, that everything exists within this meme is creation. Everything else is Allah's realities that have nothing to do with us. Everything is in this meme. Everything must be found within this meme. Outside is la ilaha illallah. Now Allah says, don't look to here, this is not your reality. Don't contemplate the creator but contemplate the creation. And the best of creation is Muhammadun Rasulullah. So the sultan and the soul that encompasses every reality is Muhammadun Rasulullah, and Allah described, that is the king and I sit upon his throne, I sit upon his heart. Means Izzatullah and the might of Allah sits upon the heart and the soul of Prophet. That's why those hadiths. When Allah talking about qalb al-mu'min baytullah, He's not talking about us. Although we'd like to think that, but in the haqqaiq and the highest part of the reality, it's… and Allah say, I'm not on heavens and I'm not anywhere on earth, I'm only on the heart of my believer. The only believer for Allah that contains every reality is Muhammadun Rasulullah. So this big reality, this soul that awliyaullah describe as a soul insan kamil, that everything is within that soul and that reality. The power of that qalb, because we can't understand other than our physical. The power of that reality is Allah. The power of that reality is Allah, and that's why the heart of that reality, manzil al-Qur'an. Manzil al-Qur'an is coming out from the heart of that reality. Every reality is flowing from the heart of that reality. So then imagine the power of Mawlid al-Nabi. When we don't understand the greatness of our messenger, we don't have any understanding of the greatness of the reality. So only Allah comes say, first thing to do is establish the milad, so that Allah will begin to open all of these realities, that everything within that ocean, and that Allah might and majesty sit upon the heart of that reality, and that everything emanating from that reality. And then we begin to understand, or Nabi Ahmad that reality of the soul of Sayyidina Muhammad, that meme, that everything is within that. Now begin to contemplate the huruf. If the meme is all encompassing, what remains inside is a hamd. If the meme is all encompassing, what remains inside is a hamd. So then what's the power of this creation? Hamd. Yusabbihu wa bihamdi, bihamdi. Awliyaullah come and tell that if you think Allah's praise is empowering this creation, Allah clarifies, if I praise and release my Qur'an onto a mountain, it will be ghashiyah, it will be dust. So if you think Allah's Allah's zikr is keeping the flowers, it would have annihilated all creation. If Allah's zikr came onto the moon, it would have annihilated the moon. If Allah's zikr came upon the earth, it would have annihilated. Nothing can contain the dhikr of Allah. The qul of Allah, nothing can contain it except the qalb of Sayyidina Muhammad, because that qul is only to the ba and the reality of Prophet who contains the secret of Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That only one who can contain and hold what Allah's orders and zikr and hamd is the reality of Prophet. Then the muhamd begins to praise and all creation is in that reality. The power of Prophet's praising is sustaining. The power of Allah's praise sustains Prophet, and the hamd of Prophet sustains creation. Don't make you dizzy. Bi-hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa basir Surat al-Fatiha. Alhamdulillah. If you didn't understand, don't worry, don't ask any questions. This is for your soul, not for the head. Give this one to you, give back the mic. Does that make sense? Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. لشرف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عليه وأصحابه الكرام ولم بشيخنا في طريقة النقشبندية العلية وسائر ساداتنا والصديقين. الفاتحة. Inshallah, the Mawlid is now almost 12 days, and next Friday, a couple Fridays from now, and we're in the Milad al-Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, inshallah. I'm sure everybody has their tickets and everything, I guess, that everybody ordered online.